Buying a new car today is a guaranteed way to lose thousands of dollars overnight, but there is a specific class of overbuilt highway cruisers that are completely immune to it. While a fresh $60,000 car drops in value like a stone the second it leaves the lot, these machines have already hit rock bottom and stopped falling. They were built like mechanical vaults in an era when luxury cars were engineered to run coast to coast for decades, not just until the lease ran out. Here is the loophole nobody talks about. You can buy one of these cruisers, drive it for 3 years, add 50,000 miles to the odometer, and sell it for almost exactly what you paid. You essentially drive a high-end luxury car for free. The depreciation already happened to the person who bought it new. Today we are counting down 5 bulletproof cruisers you can buy right now, sitting flat at the bottom of their curves. Pay close attention to the second car on this list. It was so ridiculously overbuilt that the manufacturer reportedly lost a fortune on every single one it sold. If you are tired of watching your money evaporate, subscribe right now and let us begin.
Number 5. The Buick Roadmaster Estate Wagon, 1991 to 1996. Start with the one nobody expected to become collectible. When Buick killed the full-size rear-wheel drive Roadmaster wagon, it quietly ended an entire era of American motoring, and the market is only now realizing what was lost. This is a 9-passenger land yacht riding on a body-on-frame chassis, powered in its final years by the 5.7-liter LT1 V8, lifted straight from the Corvette of the day and detuned for relaxed, endless torque. That combination is why values have not just stopped falling, they have started climbing. Clean, unmolested estate wagons that traded for $4,000 a decade ago now command $12,000 to $18,000 and rising, because the supply is fixed and shrinking while demand keeps growing. Buy a good one, enjoy it for a few years, and the math works entirely in your favor. This is a car that pays you to own it. Think about what that actually means against a modern crossover. The new car loses a third of its value before its first birthday and keeps bleeding from there. The Roadmaster has already taken every dollar of depreciation it will ever take. The worst is permanently behind it. You are not gambling on a guess. You are buying a known quantity at the bottom of a curve that physically cannot go much lower, because they stopped making the supply in 1996 and nobody is building another one. That is the quiet end of the list. From here, it gets dramatically more interesting. Number 4. The Lincoln Mark 8, 1993 to 1998. Most people have completely forgotten this car existed. That is precisely why it is undervalued, for now. The Mark 8 was Lincoln's technological flagship, and underneath the sleek, aerodynamic skin sat genuinely advanced engineering for its time. An all-aluminum 4.6-liter Intech V8 with dual overhead cams, one of the slipperiest shapes Detroit had ever produced, and a road trip demeanor that still embarrasses modern luxury coupes on a long highway pull. It was built to glide across a continent without breaking a sweat, and 3 decades later it still does exactly that. Because the market has not fully woken up to it, you can still find clean examples in the $5,000 to $12,000 range, but the curve has flattened completely, which means whatever you pay today is roughly what you will get back tomorrow. The window where this one is cheap is closing, and the reason it stays cheap a little longer is pure perception. People see a Lincoln badge from the 90s and assume disposable, never realizing this was the most technically ambitious car the company built in that decade. That misjudgment is the entire opportunity. The buyers who understand what the Intech V8 and that aluminum-intensive structure actually represent are quietly taking the clean cars off the market, one at a time, while everyone else scrolls past. When the last good ones are gone, the price floor moves up, and it does not come back down. Now we leave America entirely and head somewhere far more exotic. Number 3. The BMW 8 Series, E31, 1990 to 1999. This is the car BMW built to prove it could humble Mercedes, and it very nearly bankrupted its own program doing it. The E31 8 Series was an obsessive, no-expense-spared grand tourer, pop-up headlights, a pillarless profile, multi-link engineering that was radical for its era, and the option of a smooth V12 backed by a genuine 6-speed manual. BMW poured so much development money into this car that it never came close to making the profit the company hoped for. For decades, it sat ignored and cheap. Those days are gone. The E31 is now one of the fastest appreciating grand tourers of its generation, with clean V8 examples already well into the 20s and V12 cars climbing far beyond. This is no longer a question of whether it holds value, it is actively gaining it. You are not buying a depreciating car here, you are buying an appreciating asset you happen to be allowed to drive. That is a genuinely strange thing to be able to say about a car you can use as a daily driver. Every mile you add is essentially free, because the underlying value is moving in the opposite direction of the odometer.
The people who bought these 5 years ago are sitting on gains while the rest of the car market lost money, and the ones buying clean examples today are making the same calculated bet. Overbuilt engineering, fixed supply, rising demand. That is the exact recipe that makes a car immune to depreciation. But it is not the most extravagant financial gamble on this list. That title belongs to the next one. Number 2, the Cadillac Allanté, 1987 to 1993. Here's the car from the intro, the one that nearly drowned its maker in red ink. Cadillac wanted to out-luxury the Mercedes SL, so it did something almost unbelievable. It had the bodies hand-built by Pininfarina in Italy, then flew them across the Atlantic to Detroit on a fleet of specially modified Boeing 747s. Engineers nicknamed it the longest assembly line in the world. Each flight, each hand-finished panel, each layer of over-specification meant Cadillac reportedly lost a staggering amount of money on every single Allanté it ever sold. The result of that financial recklessness is a 2-seat luxury cruiser of genuinely exotic construction, and one that is now bottomed out completely. The depreciation that ruined Cadillac's accountants is finished. What is left is a rare, hand-built piece of automotive history trading between $9,000 and $18,000 and holding firm. The company took the loss. You inherit the masterpiece. And this is the part that makes the Allanté such a perfect example of the entire thesis. The manufacturer absorbed the financial pain so completely, so publicly, that there is simply no further down for the car to fall. The brutal depreciation that humiliated Cadillac's balance sheet is the very thing that guarantees your money is safe today. Every digital instrument cluster, every Bosch component, every hand-fitted Italian panel that cost Cadillac a fortune is now yours at a fraction of what it cost to build. And the clean examples are only getting harder to find. And yet, the most quietly bulletproof cruiser of them all is still ahead. Number 1, the Mercedes-Benz SL R129, 1990 to 2002. We finish with the cruiser that perfected the formula everyone else was chasing. The R129 SL was Mercedes at the absolute peak of its overbuilding obsession, a roadster engineered like a tank, with a power hardtop, a then-revolutionary automatic roll bar, and a 5.0-liter V8 assembled to last several lifetimes. Nothing on it feels temporary. Everything closes, latches, and operates with a heaviness modern cars have abandoned entirely. For years, these were the cheapest way into a genuinely great Mercedes, and the market punished them accordingly. That floor has now held, then turned upward. Clean, documented SL 500s sit between $8,000 and $18,000 and are slowly rising as buyers realize this was the last hand-built, no-compromise SL ever made. Buy a good one, drive it for years, and you will sell it for what you paid, or more. It is the purest example of the entire loophole, a world-class luxury car that costs nothing to own but time. Park an R129 next to a brand new convertible and the contrast tells the whole story. The new one will lose more value in its first year than the entire purchase price of the Mercedes. And in 3 years, the SL will still be worth what you paid while the new car has quietly erased half of itself. One of them is an expense. The other is an experience you are allowed to keep your money during. That is the difference between a car built by accountants and a car built by engineers who were not asked to compromise. The pattern across all 5 is the same, and it is the opposite of how modern cars work. You are not catching a falling knife. You are stepping onto solid ground the original owner already paid to reach. The depreciation is behind you, not ahead of you. That is what separates an overbuilt cruiser from a disposable lease car. One drains your account every month. The other holds your money safe while you enjoy it. There is no checklist of tricks here. The strategy is the car itself. Pick one that is overbuilt, already bottomed, and shrinking in supply. Buy the cleanest documented example you can find, and let physics do the rest. So tell me in the comments which of these 5 you would actually park in your driveway, and what you are driving right now. And do not click away yet. There are 2 more videos waiting on your screen, both breaking down cars the rest of the internet is too lazy to cover. Tap the end screen and keep watching. I will see you in the next one.